Hey guys, good morning. So today we're going to talk about the connection between sciatica type symptoms and the tailbone pain you might be having. And I'm going to throw other connections in there as well. Now, most of you guys who are subscribed to our channel know that I talk about a group of muscles called the pelvic floor pretty much in most of my videos. But the pelvic floor is a group of 14 plus muscles, both in men and women, that can cause a bunch of problems, whether it's weak or tight or a combination of the two. So we're going to talk about that connection now. So if we look at these group of pelvic floor muscles, okay, so first I'm going to show you a male kind of picture. You can see here that these groups, all of these muscles in through here are part of your pelvic floor, okay? This is the underside of the pelvis. You can see that these muscles have connections to the tailbone, which is right here, also to both bones that you sit on. These right here are called your sits bones or ischial tuberosities. And then you can see that there is a close relationship to the hip. These are the hip sockets right over here, okay? But you can't, the hips are taken away. Now, if we look at a female, very similar anatomy, okay, you can see the connection here. Again, tailbone to the sit bones right in through here. And here are the hip sockets right in through here. So the hip comes out basically like this, okay? So when these muscles are dysfunctional, mainly if they're tight or imbalanced, meaning they have a combination of weakness and tightness, it affects the way that these muscles pull and tug on these bones right in through here. These are your pelvic bones. See this heart kind of shaped ring. So when this gets affected, it can affect all the other muscles that attach on the outside and through the front and the sides of the pelvis and the hip as well. So if we take a look at this picture, right in through here, you can see that here is the pelvic floor muscles, and here is your hip bone. There is your sits bone right underneath here. So if there is problems in the pelvic floor, remember I said they can pull and tug on the bones in the hip around here. You can see that these other muscles then could potentially get affected too. And the sciatic nerve, which is depicted here in the blue, can then get compressed or irritated within these groups of muscles when you have imbalance, because these muscles affect the muscles that attach to the hip and the pelvis. So if you have had some sort of tailbone injury, you can see that over time, or maybe it doesn't even need to have that much time, but over time it can start to slowly affect, because of compensation and tightness and all that kind of stuff, it can start to affect the muscles around the hip, which can then irritate the sciatic nerve. Or the other way around, where maybe you've had an injury here, maybe to your low back, this gets affected, but then it affects the pelvic floor muscles, which attach to the tailbone. So this is how that connection between sciatica and the tailbone might be happening. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is maybe for some of you, you guys are also starting to develop weird sort of like bowel, sexual, or GI or urinary issues. So the reason why that can happen is because when the pelvic floor muscles are involved, which is basically depicted with this red line that we're looking at the side of the body, it goes through the organs, both of men and women, through the sexual organs, through the bladder, and it also goes through the rectum in both female and males. This is a male model, obviously. So if these muscles are dysfunctional, they can then start to affect this. So for those of you who are experiencing sciatica, with any sort of tailbone pain, with possibly even changes with what feels like organ function of the bowels, your sexual function, or your urinary function, then this is how all of that could be interconnected together. Now, if this video is helpful for you, subscribe to it, comment below. This helps so many people, you have no idea. We have a great following. We always try and put out great advice. Also, give us a thumbs up. And if you live in and around this area and you're looking to get help, then we are here for you. So all of our information is down below in the information box. We're rebalancept.com. And for those of you who don't live near us, but you're looking to get our help, we have great online programs for anybody who's both for men and women who are dealing with any sort of pelvic floor, pelvic pain, really any sort of pelvic, hip, low back issue that want to get everything moved in the right direction. And all of that information is down below. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll hopefully see you at some point. Talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, we also do online consults, so all of that information is down below. Okay, bye guys.